Hello students, today we are here with a new lecture of biomolecules, that is primary and secondary metabolites. Where the next biomolecule is primary and secondary metabolites. In this video, we will discuss about these primary and secondary metabolites. Now, what do you mean by the term metabolite? Metabolites means each and every biomolecule which is synthesized or which is going to take part in the metabolic reactions taking place in the body. In our body, every reaction is called as metabolic reaction, whether it is catabolic or it is anabolic. Catabolic reactions means the reactions in which the bigger molecules, bigger biomolecules gets breaking down into the smaller ones, that is called as catabolic reactions, and the anabolic reactions in which the smaller molecules combine to form the bigger one, that is the anabolic reaction. So these type of metabolic reactions are going to take place in our body. So every molecule which have its specific function and it is responsible for performing metabolic reactions in the body, they are called as metabolites. Their function is specific and we know about the function. For example, protein is a primary metabolite. We know the specific function of protein. Different type of proteins are found in our body and they perform different type of functions. For example, hemoglobin. Globin is the protein. Insulin is the hormone and it is the proteinaceous hormone. So many type of protein are found in our body and they have their specific function. The amino acids. Amino acids are also primary metabolites. Carbohydrates, they are also primary metabolites. Fats and the nucleic acids, which are DNA and RNA. These all are the primary metabolites and we have discussed all these metabolites in our previous lectures. Clear? So these all we have discussed, they are the primary metabolites and they have their specific function in the body and they perform their specific functions. Nextly, we come to the point that is secondary metabolites. What are the secondary metabolites? Secondary metabolites are synthesized in the organism's body, but we do not know the specific function of these secondary metabolites. So what are the secondary metabolites? We do not know the function of these secondary metabolites. Clear? For example, morphine, caffeine, codeine, these are secreted by the plants, but we do not know the specific function of these substances. Some scientists believe that these substances are the waste of the plants which gets deposited in the leaves or in the seeds of plant, and we know that leaves of plants gets fallen off and the seeds which are present in the fruit, they are also gets fallen off, and in this way the waste can be removed from the body of the plant. So some scientists believe that these are the waste products of the plant, but we do not know how and why these substances are synthesized in that plant. Next one is nicotine. Nicotine, this is secreted or this is present in the tobacco plant, the leaves of tobacco, and some scientists believe that this is the insect repellent. If this is an insect repellent, then why this chemical does not synthesized in every plant? Clear? So here also its specific function is not known. Some substances are also there like rubber. Rubber is the alkaloid or a white colored latex which is impervious to air and water. It is secreted by the rubber plant. We do not know the specific function of this rubber plant. What is the function it going to perform in the plant body? It is useful for us. Caffeine, codeine, morphine, nicotine, all of these things are useful for us. We use these things as narcotic substances. These are useful for us, but what is its use for that plant? Clear? So that specific function is not clarified. Some types of oils are also there. These oils also be the secondary metabolites. Some pigments are also there. We know the pigments, which are the colored plastids in the plant, which provide color to the different parts of the plant. Every pigment is going to perform a specific function. For example, chloroplast is responsible for trapping the sunlight for the process of photosynthesis. Clear? But the pigment which is present in the carrots, that is keratin. Chloroplast is having its specific function of trapping the sunlight. Other pigments are also responsible for providing color to the petals or the corolla, for attracting the insects. Now, what is the function of keratin in the carrot roots? Clear? Carrot root, we know that the carrot root is the underground part. It is not responsible for doing photosynthesis as well as for attracting the insects. Clear? Because it is the underground part, it is not seen to the insects and it does not have the function of trapping the sunlight. Then why the keratin is synthesized in that carrot root? What is the specific function of this keratin? We don't know. Clear? So these are the secondary metabolites which the function is not fixed, or we do not know the function of these secondary metabolites. Now come to the small topic, that is what are the minerals and how many types of minerals are synthesized in the body of plants and in the body of animals. Out of many minerals, the 17 minerals are required for the growth of a plant, and the 24 minerals are required for the growth of animals. About the function of these minerals we will discuss in the chapter of plant physiology. Here we know only the number, that is 17 minerals are required for the growth of a plant and 24 minerals are required for the growth of a animal. Clear? The most abundant mineral present in the living body, that is calcium. Most abundant mineral, that is calcium ions, are the most abundant minerals present in the body. Now the most abundant mineral present in the cellular pool. Clear? Most abundant mineral present in the cellular pool, it means the cellular organization, it is the potassium ions. Nextly, the most abundant mineral present in the body fluids. Clear? Most abundant mineral present in the body fluids is sodium mineral. These are the minerals which are abundantly present in the body. The most abundant protein present in the living world. Clear? The most abundant protein in the living world is the protein called as rubisco. This is the most abundant protein, and this protein is playing a very important role in the process of photosynthesis. That is the rubisco protein, ribulose biphosphate carboxylase enzyme, or it is a type of enzyme which is the proteinaceous enzyme. So this is the enzyme which is found in most abundant living organism of the world. The most abundant protein present in the animal body, Clear? This is the all living organisms we are considering, and this is mainly found in the plant body. We are discussing about the animal body. In animal body, the most abundant protein is the collagen protein. This is the most abundant protein which is present in the animal body. Now one type of protein is also there, that is present in the artificial silk and the natural silk. Artificial silk is a type of polysaccharide. Okay? Artificial silk is a polysaccharide, but the natural silk which is obtained from the silkworm, the natural silk is protein. This silk is obtained from the silkworm. Mainly the fibrine proteins and the serine proteins are found in this protein. So the natural silk is made up of protein and the artificial silk is made up of polysaccharide. Clear? So these are some minerals. They have their specific function in the plant and animal body, but the secondary metabolites does not have their specific function, and we don't know about the specific function of the secondary metabolites. So here we have completed the topic, that is primary and secondary metabolites, and we will discuss their functions. In our next video we will discuss about the another biomolecule, that is enzymes. Thank you very much.